Good morning, everybody. It is Keisha with Faith, Family, and Politics. So, I wanted to come on this morning and talk about Rush Limbaugh. So, we heard the news that he has advanced stage lung cancer. So, our hearts and our prayers, our thoughts go out to him and his family that he fights this, and ultimately, we pray that God's will be done in his life. But my story about Rush is this one. So I had always heard throughout my entire life that Rush Limbaugh was racist. So I had never bothered to listen to him, to check out anything he said. I never bothered to go look for myself to see like what this guy actually talked about. I would hear like little bits and pieces that sounded like what the claims could be true, that he was racist. And so I had never even, given it a second thought. All the people in my life said he was racist, so he was racist. I didn't even think about it. And he was not, worth listening to. I mean, why would you listen to a racist, right? And so once I started to question what I was believing, and once I started to learn about different conservatives and things like that, of course, you come across Rush Limbaugh. And I came across his videos and his talk radio show, and I was like, this guy's really smart. This guy makes, a lot of sense. This guy really knows what he's talking about. And then I read, like some of his story. He's overcome a lot of things in his life. And, just kind of like a regular, guy. And then I heard him say he was talking about people that had like an impact on his life. And he mentioned Thomas Sowell being like one of his like biggest heroes. And I was like, that is so crazy that all these years I had believed that he was racist, and here he is literally honoring and revering Thomas Sowell, who, for those who don't know, is black. So it was just crazy to me to think that all these years, I had just listened to what other people had said, never went and go looked for myself. Excuse me. Never went to even go hear anything this guy had ever said. And, with age comes wisdom. And, Rush is not young. So there's a lot of wisdom, that older people can give to you. And I just look back. Oh my God, excuse me. I look back and think about all the things the wisdom that I could have gotten from, people, not just Rush Limbaugh, but people that you hear things about, you just write off, you don't even take 2 seconds to like think about them because you've heard like whatever about them. And you don't think that they have anything to offer because of what you've heard. And, you really can sabotage, you really can like miss out on a lot of things because you're listening to what others say, what they say, and not going and looking for yourself. And especially in the Black community, like we just hear something, and so many times we just go off of what the common consensus has been said, instead of going to like dig a little further and figure out what's really going on. We're not really taking the time to look and see for ourselves. And so, I just wanted to make a quick little video, first of all, sending my prayers to him and his family, and praying for a speedy recovery. But also to say, I don't care in any side that you're on, Republican, Democrat, whatever, as believers, we're supposed to be standing for truth. And, that should be our goal, is to find, the truth. We have the truth, the ultimate truth. But at the same time, when it comes to certain things, we need to dig a little deeper, and we need to figure out like what is actually going on here. When it comes to the news, especially when it comes to the news, because there are so many biased opinions on both sides. There's bias on both sides. So you have to kind of dig and really see, because these things are important. It's important to know like what's really going on. And so it just made me think, when I heard the news, it just made me think about, my introduction to Rush Limbaugh, and how my perception was changed just by listening to him. I mean, if you just listen to him, you're like, oh, this guy's not racist. This is ridiculous. It's so crazy. Even like my first Republican meeting that I went to, like, I was so terrified because I just thought these people were going to be so racist, and it was totally not like that. Like, they were some of the most loving people that I've ever met, still know to this day. And every time we see each other, it's hugs and kisses, and and listening to, going to hear different speakers, and being surrounded by a lot of conservatives. When you hear them talking, and you realize that this idea that they're just these racist people, you can hear them talking amongst themselves, and the things that they want and the things that they value are a lot of the things that you want and value, as a Black person. You hear them speaking against racism, like in their little corners, like not even in, talking to me, but I hear them talking, and I can, I'm eavesdropping, and I can hear them talking about, what they hate. And it's not Black people. And not to say that there aren't racist people in the Republican Party. I'm sure there are. But by and large, it's, they are for what's right. They are for doing what's right. The thing that they have is, what they are against is bad ideas. And they are against bad ideas, whether you're black, red, yellow, green, purple, or blue. That's the thing. They are against bad ideas. They are against unthought about ideas. And, are going back to the, an old way that has been tried and tested and known to be a failure. And so most of the time, just because you're Black and you present an idea, if it's bad, it's bad. It has nothing to do with your skin color. It's just a bad idea. Period. But anyway, so I just wanted to come on and talk about my introduction to Rush Limbaugh, Mr. Limbaugh, and that, I wish him and his family, I wish him a speedy recovery, and, ultimately that God's will be done in his life. And also in yours. You guys have a blessed day. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Be blessed.